Alright everybody, welcome back. What we have here is a computer chair that I got from work. And there's a problem with this chair. The arm is broken off of it. My boss is a pretty big guy, big burly guy, and he locked in the tilt position and then tried to lean back in it, and the plastic broke. And this side also has a crack in it here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off the arm and attempt to repair this. There's a hole here where it broke, a hole here, and then it's held onto the back of the chair here with these two. So I'm gonna take this whole part right here off, and then we're gonna see if I can epoxy it together and then tape it up real tight with like some Gorilla Tape and see if it'll at least hold without somebody putting pressure on it to get the chair back together. So let's take it off and see what happens. So we're gonna take the screws out. They take Allen keys. Get them out, get them out. Looks like there's a metal back plate inside. Not really a back plate, but like a metal plate inside of the plastic. So that could help with the repair. If I can get the epoxy to adhere to the metal, that should allow me to be able to have something extra tight on it. If I actually go into it, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can take that piece off. The day got a little late on me. I did want to film this when it was still daylight out and get a better picture. Let's see, am I actually getting what I want to get? No, of course not. Anyhow, so there's two of them. Let's see, there's a little cap on this one. There's Mama. What did you forget? Don't say anything retarded because I'm on camera right now. What did you forget? What did you forget? The broom? That's fine. You're fine. Alright, so we got, it is 4 of them that hold it on, and these are, the screw parts are attached on the inside of the chair. If you can see them there, little gold. So I'm hoping that this is gonna not be such a hard repair. I didn't feel like taking the chair all the way into the backyard, so we're gonna leave it on the front porch for right now. Basically what happened was after he had broke it, he set it outside at work. See, there is little slots, so that's cool. So that would allow me to that'll help me when we go to set it, if I can get them back in there correctly. You know, we got back from a job and I noticed that this thing was sitting outside at the back door at work. And I was like, what's going on with the chair? And he's like, I broke it. I'm like, well, what are you gonna do with it? He's like, I don't know. Probably throw it away. I was like, well, let me take it home and see what I can do with it. All right, so everything does kind of sit in there naturally, which is good. And there is the metal. So if I can get both sides with the epoxy and get it set, and then wrap it real tight with like some Gorilla Tape, and then maybe like a silver tape over the top of it to kind of give it a little better look, I think we should be all right. So I'm going to cut here, and then we're going to go out in the shop and get all the stuff together to try to repair it. Alright guys, well, the workbench is kind of full right now and I really don't feel like cleaning it up, so we're just going to do this here on the good old floor. The tools that I have right now to do this is I've got this Gorilla epoxy. It says it sets in 5 minutes clear, but I'll probably give it a good 45 minutes to an hour before I would trust any kind of weight on it. I got black Gorilla Tape, and then I've got this air conditioning duct tape. This actually adheres really well to just about anything, and I really think this would look better on it going all the way down than the black tape, and it might help give it a little bit more strength. Just put the Gorilla Tape around where I actually bonded it and do this all the way across to kind of give it more of a stable strength line, I guess you could say. I got a cigarette pack to mix the epoxy on and some Q-tips to apply it. So the first thing we're going to do is take the cap off the epoxy, and we're going to put it on the cigarette pack evenly. So we'll start with one side, try to do equal amounts. That should be good for now. Pull back on the tube, get the little edge part done, and immediately put the cap back on, because even unless it mixes, it's not gonna adhere. And then we'll take the cigarette pack and just mix it for a little while until it gets to where it can turn into epoxy that we can set with. So, I mean, if it ends up holding its weight, I'll probably take it back into work, give you the option to keep it. But if not, then as long as this will hold somebody's weight, especially when I expand the new building that I'm planning on getting. I found some prospects. I mean, it's a definite that we are going to get another building back here for me to have a bigger shop and a bigger office, and that's going to be like really cool. You know, this chair could always have some kind of potential. So anyway, what we're going to do is take the epoxy and just start globbing it on the arm side. I'm doing this side first because with those little tracks in there, I don't know if you can see that, there's like a little track. The little metal things actually will fit down in there, and I'm hoping that'll help hold itself basically. So I'm gonna glob as much of this on as I can without causing too much of a headache on both sides, applying it evenly, getting a little bit across the other part. Now my Q-tip's starting to wear out a little bit, so instead of holding it by this end, we're just gonna get a new one. I've never tried to repair a chair like this. I just knew I had this epoxy at the house, and I've repaired a few things with it, so I figured why not? It wouldn't hurt anything, and it'd be kind of fun to make a video on something. I haven't been putting videos like I should up. There's been a lot going on, and I'm tired of only doing the Dokkan Battle videos. I got a couple of computer videos that I need to be working on, but I haven't found the motivation to do it in the last few weeks. But I also just been real tired. The kids have been sick some, and so has mom's. So we've been kind of doing what we can, but it happens to everybody. Alright, so I've got both ends covered pretty well in the epoxy. I'm gonna set the epoxy down, and now I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about if I can. Instead of those little grooves, if I can line it up right, yeah, it should come down on itself. So it's basically in there already, and with any kind of pressure, it sits where it already sat before. Now it should bond to that metal as well, which I'm hoping for, but I'm gonna make sure I put some extra epoxy on the inside of the eye inlets, especially where that crack is, so that I can get a good bond 100% where the screws are gonna go in, because that's still gonna have some form of pressure on it even after I got everything else done that I plan on doing to it. And I'm gonna just put a light layer over the whole crack itself, try to fill in a little bit of that gap. That's not cool. I just flipped over the cigarette box with the epoxy, so it's all over the floor.
What's wrong with that?
What are you doing, girl?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix something. Yeah, it's broke.
What are you doing?
Hold on, Bubby. We have a visitor in the place, in the shop. The doctor has come to see us. The doctor. Looks like I keep getting interrupted on this video, but it's fine. This isn't definitely not one of the videos that I'm gonna stress out about. I don't even know if this is gonna fully work. So, gotta wipe this epoxy up real quick before it fully dries, because down here on the carpet I've actually got a chair, all of this plastic mats that lets me roll around. It would drive me crazy if every time that I needed to move, all I had was like a big old hump of epoxy back there. So let's see here. We're gonna try to use, I think this is all the epoxy I should need. I actually put probably more than I needed to in the cigarette pack. And it's already starting to get tacky. So I'm just gonna keep going over this crack a little bit to see if I can get it to fill in some. All right, so, oh no, that's on my jacket. I'm batting like a damn. Doing terrible work today. Terrible. I'm back. All right, so let's see. I've got it going across here. Goes all the way around. It fit right back in its normal area. So I'm gonna sit the camera down and let's see if we can turn it up, and we'll see what we can. Oh, Bear went and got me some more Q-tips. Thank you, Pretty. Thank you, girl. Alright, so I got this glue all over my fingers, but I think I'll be alright. Alright, so you did a great job. These will go out in the shop, okay? Don't touch the cigarette pack. Let's see. Let's set these up so they don't get messed up. And then we will commence. Alright, so what we're gonna do next.
That can be fixed.
I'm gonna try to fix it. We're gonna try. I'm gonna cut some of this black Gorilla Tape and then just kind of try to keep it snug, putting some pressure on it, come all the way around, and then form fit it, because I can still feel where the screw went into to cut that out later. So starting off, I'm gonna go ahead and put two strips all the way around both of the affected areas.
I told you something.
That's alright, Bear. And then let it wrap around kind of tightly. Trying to make sure that I have at least the center of the tape around both screw areas so I don't have to mess up any of the adhesive for the edge of the tape to be able to unravel later. Alright, so I have those two done. So it's wrapped around both sides of that. And now, what I think I want to do is I'm going to take one side, I'm going to measure it out a little bit, and I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to go long ways all the way down the center, like so. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and you'll see it soon. And then I'm going to tightly just kind of wrap it over. I don't care if it's like 100% flat on both sides. This is definitely going to be one of those function over form type deals. I mean, it's a chair. So what we're going to do is just wrap that around at the top like that. Put a little bit of pressure, make sure it's sinking into that groove like it's supposed to be. So there we go. Right now I've got tape going around both of the affected where it broke, and then one on the front. And I'm gonna do the same thing on one on the back. So I'm gonna take my tape and sit it, take some out, kind of get a good idea. That should be enough. I'm gonna flip it. That's it. And try to center it as much as possible. Going down the arm. I'm gonna cut 2 holes cut 2 slits in the middle here so that it can kind of tightly go around. I'm just gonna kind of use my thumb to allow it to form to the chair. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I'm gonna take the silver tape and I'm gonna start from this joint that's not messed up and tightly just wrap it all the way around from here to here, and this will just help give it a little bit more strength, I'm hoping. Again, this is just kind of a fun little side project. If it doesn't exactly work out, then we have not lost anything. Anything can be fun, I suppose. So now I've got it taped on the top and on the bottom, and I had to cut it here to match the thing, and I can still use my fingers to know where the holes were, which is awesome. So what I plan on doing next, I'm going to take from this side, and I'm just going to keep pressure on it, but I'm going to take the whole roll of tape and keep tension and wrap the whole arm. And if it looks like I'm struggling, I am. But it's fun. I don't know if it's been 5 minutes. According to the label, the epoxy should be ready to go. I should be able to go like hang from this somewhere, but I don't put a lot of trust in that 5-minute set time stuff. Alright, so now we've got the whole thing covered. I can still feel where the holes went to. I'm gonna cut it here and tighten that up a little bit. I mean, we're basically just wanting to make sure that this attaches to the base and that this can still hold the back of the chair up. You know, if people aren't able to like use the arms to like stand on or do anything like that, it doesn't really matter. It's not something I'm concerned with. So we're looking pretty good right now. Let's see here. And again, I probably don't need to really do anything else from this, but I do feel that the silver tape aesthetically, if this does hold, would probably look a little bit better than using the black tape, because it's kind of like a, I don't know what color to say this is, but it's not silver and black, it's more of a brown and a, you know, like a bronzy color, like a light bronzy color. So I think that the silver tape over it, like I said, this stuff sticks real good, and you can pull this stuff really tight and it forms to itself very well. So that's where I'm thinking that this might actually help give us a little bit of support as well. And again, I'm not worried about wasting my time on this by far. I think this is just, it's something to do. It's something to put a video out for, and if it does work, it could help somebody. I'm all about helping somebody.
Why would you don't believe this height?
Yeah. No, I always sit on the floor.
I didn't know you had to.
You can't see the camera.
Well, you had the thing open, so.
Yeah, because it's comfortable outside. That's alright. I've been interrupted by everybody tonight. It's fine. This isn't a formal video. What's going on now?
I just used the Duke system on my baby judo.
That's cool. Alright, so I'm pulling it tight to where it kind of tightens up that Gorilla Tape at the same time, especially around where we put the epoxy. I just put 2 of them around those spots, same spots, like I did before. That should just give a little bit of extra strength, and then I'm going to go through and tape the whole thing, and then that should be it. And then all we got to do is, like I said, I can still feel where the holes went through before, poke holes through those and put the bolts back in. I might add a small washer to it to where it has something else to hold it to the chair in these 2 spots. I got to see if I got washers big enough for the bolts. I should. I don't see why I shouldn't, but we'll I'm gonna finish covering it, and then when it's dry, I'll be back and we'll take a look at the reinstallation part. So don't go anywhere.